Tuesday, October 25th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here, and some great weather coming up for the next few days before another big push of chilly air arrives for Friday through the weekend into early next week. And it's going to be a pretty good shot of cold air. Also, maybe a chilly rain scenario unfolding, and at some point in there, I'll show you that in just a second. We'll also talk about Hurricane Rina as today's video unfolds. Let's begin with temperatures, and it's still pretty cool over the eastern U.S., but a nice push of some milder air over the central and southern plain states, and that's spreading our way here for a couple of days. We'll have some 70s for highs through Thursday before that sharp temperature change occurs once again. In terms of rain, very, very quiet across the southeast. In fact, across the southeast, there's really not even a cloud in the sky this morning. There's some rain over Wisconsin and Lake Michigan, then arcing back into parts of the Dakotas and the Rocky Mountain region, also northeastern Maine, a little bit of lingering rain from the previous system. Now let me show you the upper air chart off the European this afternoon. Zonal flow right now across the southern states, meaning that milder air pressing on in. But here comes the next trough digging in, and still a pretty good separation of the streams here, or not of the streams I should say, of the trough. The trough sort of splits, a piece of energy gets left behind as the main trough swings in. And notice the GFS has kind of begun to lean in that scenario with two separate pieces of energy now instead of one whole trough coming through. So it looks like this European idea of splitting the trough and allowing a second piece to come through is probably the way to go. So with that said, let me take you through what that means for us. Today, sunshine, highs in the low to some mid-70s, a beautiful day. Tomorrow, sunny, although some high, thin cirrus clouds begin to arrive. We'll see highs in the mid to maybe even a few upper 70s over closer to I-95. And then here on Thursday, just ahead of the front, we'll still be in the 70s for highs, but clouds will be increasing. And then the front moves through Thursday night. It turns much chillier on Friday, and Friday looks like a day with a lot of Piedmont spots in the 50s for highs. Now that is the GFS. That's Friday afternoon, and that is Saturday afternoon on the GFS. Let me show you the European, and this is going to be valid Friday evening, and you have a little area of low pressure that develops as it moves near the coast, and that spreads a chilly rain into much of North Georgia, the upstate, much of the mountains, foothills, and Piedmont of the Carolinas. And as that continues to move to the northeast, this switches over to a pretty good snow event for the Appalachians on up into parts of Pennsylvania and Maryland, and maybe even into some sections of southern New England. We will see. And then it's pretty chilly behind that system for us. This is Saturday afternoon. So I think this system gets out of the way. Assuming it does develop, we could have a chilly rain by later Friday or Friday night around here. But I think it's gone in time for a chilly but dry weekend forecast. I'll switch back over to the GFS here. This is going to be Sunday. Looks like a sunny day. Highs in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Our weekend lows will be well back down into the 30s once again. On Monday, sunshine, some 60s for highs there for Halloween. And on Tuesday, the GFS totally dry, but I wanted to mention the European. I didn't show it here, but the European brings up another push of some tropical moisture our way by later Tuesday. Speaking of tropics, let's take a look at Rina. Pretty good looking hurricane this morning. Still no eye discernible on the satellite imagery this morning, but it is a Category 2 hurricane. And as I'm cutting this video, winds are sustained around 100 miles per hour. There's the intensity model data here. A number of models bring this up to major hurricane status, and so does the official National Hurricane Center forecast. There is the spread of computer model kind of drag. I know this is kind of far away. What you're looking at here is most of the modeling will bend this off to the north and then northeast and eventually east in the northwesternmost Caribbean Sea. But some models do bring it across Florida. Most notably is the GFDL, still wanting to bring this up to the northeast towards southwest Florida as a hurricane, but most other models don't do that. They weaken the system and kind of meander it around here, either near the tip of the Yucatan over toward western Cuba, somewhere in that area, right through the weekend. So we will see. South Florida not out of the woods, but less modeling is indicating a Florida landfall than it was at this point yesterday. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching this Tuesday edition of the video. Have a great day, and God bless.